Hello everyone, this is Thomas with Brotaku Media. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Conclusion. Today we'll be talking about Shumatsucon, a anime convention in its second year located in downtown Columbus. The venue for this event was the Sheridan in Capitol Hill in downtown Columbus, and I think it was probably one of the biggest double-edged swords of the convention. And by that I mean, so let's start off with the good. Its large size means that you have plenty of room for everyone to stay, you have plenty of room for events, and you have lots of room to expand in the future, assuming they keep this same venue, which I'm imagining they will. You also have really good access to food, like there was a Chinese restaurant right next door, that's where I ate. I also saw somebody having Jimmy John's delivered by bike courier, so there must be a Jimmy John's somewhere nearby. There definitely doesn't seem to be a shortage of good food in the area. Also, if you like old architecture, lots of really cool old buildings down there in Capitol Square. I found that to be pretty neat as well. So let's talk about the downsides. So it's downtown in a major metropolitan area, and you have everything that goes along with that. Super expensive parking, higher crime, etc., etc. And also let's talk about what I listed as one of the good points. Its size, that is good, but it was kind of confusing as to where exactly you were supposed to go when you first get there. When you go into the lobby, I didn't see any signs, I didn't see any staff, so I kind of just had to find someone, that looked like they were there for the anime convention and just kind of ask them where to go. So it worked out okay, and once I knew where to go, it was pretty easy to get around. But that's something I think they could definitely improve on for next year. Overall, though, their organization was quite good. All the staff members I saw, for the most part, there was a couple in costume, but it was still pretty obvious they were staff. For the most part, they were all wearing a purple shirt that said like Shumatsucon on it. It was pretty obvious that they were staff. Everyone I met was kind and courteous. From what I could tell, all their events seemed to start on time. As for their events, they actually had a pretty varied amount of events. They listed them all in this guidebook that they gave everyone when they got their badges. And yeah, there seemed to be a bunch of different kind of events. I went to a panel on how to make your own anime convention panel and just some tips and tricks, things to avoid, that sort of thing. That was interesting for me because I've never personally done that. I saw like a cosplay sword fighting room. That was kind of neat. I heard it got a little hot in there towards the end, which I think is kind of to be expected. They had a tabletop gaming room. They had a video gaming room, and then just like all kinds of different panels. They also had a number of guests. The one that stood out to me the most was DC Douglas. He was the voice of Albert Wesker in the Resident Evil series, as well as the voice of Legion in the Mass Effect series. Two video game franchises that I'm actually a pretty big fan of. So overall, I thought the convention itself was great. Some organizational things that I think it would benefit from being worked out, just some better direction as to where to go, things like that. But I think this venue itself will provide them definite room to expand. There was a lot to do, and it seemed to be pretty well run, so I would definitely recommend it. If you watched my previous review of a convention called Kabocha-Con, I said that, it was a very small, kind of homey, convention, and I really, really enjoyed myself, but it might not be for everyone, especially if you're looking for that more standard anime convention experience. This would definitely fill the role if you're looking for that more standard anime convention experience. And I think it's really interesting, and is a good example of why we started doing these conclusions in the first place. We have two conventions that are like an hour apart, both brand new conventions, and they offer very different experiences. So if they both sound fun, they're two different times of the year. Like this one was in March, and Kabocha-Con is in October. But they would both be definitely worth going to if you would want to go to both. But if one sounds like more fun than the other, you have that option. And now you can make a educated decision as to which one sounds more fun. All right, I think that just about wraps up this episode of Conclusion. If you have any questions about my experience at the convention, or any feedback, things like that, be sure to leave it in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Really helps us out a lot. So this is Thomas with Brotaku Media signing off.